Welcome to this video. In this video, we'll be discussing a question from the 2023 GCE paper that was last year, question 5, section A. This question is under the topic called genetics. Okay, so genetics simply is a topic that looks at the study of genetic information and how it is inherited and passed on from the parents to the offspring. The study of genetic information, okay, how that genetic information, how the genes are passed on from parents to their offspring. So that's just the topic here under genetics. Okay, so now this question, section A, question 5, it reads: a hemophilic mother had two sons who were both hemophilic. Okay, two sons were both what? Hemophilic. So this mother is hemophilic and she had two sons who are both hemophilic. Now the father of the sons was non-hemophilic. Okay, the father of the sons was non-hemophilic. So question A says define the term hemophilia. Okay, we define the term hemophilia. So hemophilia is a genetic disorder where the body does not properly form clots, okay, resulting in prolonged bleeding after injury or surgery. So it's a genetic disorder. Now, what do we mean that it's a genetic disorder? It is inherited, okay? This disorder is what? Inherited. It has to be inherited, either from the mother or from the father. Okay, and that's what the question is saying here. Okay, so define the term hemophilia. So now this hemophilia, when we say a hemophilic mother, we're saying that this mother has this condition, hemophilia, meaning that she inherited this condition either from her mother or from her father. Now this mother who is hemophilic, she had two sons who were both hemophilic. The father was non-hemophilic. So first question, define the term hemophilia, which we've defined here, is a genetic disorder where the body does not properly form clots, resulting in prolonged bleeding after injury or surgery. So people that suffer from hemophilia, their bleeding are prolonged, meaning they do not stop bleeding. They take a while for the bleeding to stop. Okay. So the first question here says, question B, the second question, using the alleles X small h, X capital H. Okay, so we know the X, these are the X chromosomes. Write down the genotypes of the father and the mother. Okay, so here we are told the mother is hemophilic, and then we are told the father is non-hemophilic. Okay, so you know that the father, this is a male. Okay, the father is a male, and if the father is a male, what we should know about these type of disorders is that in the male, okay, in the male, we are going to say that when you look at the male, in the male, there are only two possibilities in the male, two possibilities. So these conditions, we call them sex-linked. We call them sex-linked. Okay, sex-linked. Okay, because these it depends. Okay, it relies on whether you are male or female. So in the male, you are either sick or not sick. Okay, there are only two possibilities in the male. You are either sick or not sick. But in the female, there are three possibilities. You can be sick or not sick, meaning that you are healthy. Sometimes you have what we call a carrier. Okay, a carrier. So there are three possibilities in the female. Now, why is it like this? Okay, why is it like this? Why is it that in the male you can only be sick or not sick, while in the female you can be sick, not sick, and you can also be a carrier? Now, why is it like this? Okay, this is because of the type of sex chromosomes. Okay, for the male, the sex chromosome is simply X and Y. Okay, the female, it is X and X. Okay, so now the male part can never be a carrier because they only have one X chromosome. The female can express the condition, or maybe she won't express it at all, or she can be what? A carrier. Okay, so let me just illustrate how these things work. Okay, so in cases of hemophilia, a male can either be normal, this is a normal male, or they are going to have hemophilia, this is a hemophilic male. Only two possible conditions. Okay, so this one is normal, this one is hemophilic. Okay, now for the female can be normal, homogeneous normal. Okay, we call this not homogeneous, sorry, homozygous normal, or she can be hemophilic because the allele is recessive. Right? This is hemophilic, or she can be a carrier where she has one normal chromosome and the other one which is hemophilic. So this is a carrier. Okay, so hemophilic, this is normal, hemophilic, and then carrier. Okay, so for male there are only two possibilities: you are either sick or you are not. Okay, so the capital H here shows that the person is normal, they do not have hemophilia. Here the small h shows that they have hemophilia. In the female, you have HH, capital HH, that is homozygous normal, they are not sick, they do not have hemophilia. Small HH, meaning they are hemophilic, and then small h, capital H and H, this is a carrier. Okay, so now let's look at this question here. We are taught that a hemophilic mother had two sons who were both hemophilic. So for the sons to be hemophilic, this means that this hemophilia, the sons, for them to be hemophilic, meaning they are both like this, those two sons. Okay, they are both like that, for them to be hemophilic. So both sons were, here we are told, both were hemophilic, meaning they were all like this. Now for them to be like this simply means that they inherited this hemophilic chromosome from their mother, because they were told the mother is hemophilic, but the father is non-hemophilic. Okay, the father is non-hemophilic. So question B says, using XH and XH, write down the genotype. Okay, so for the father, we know that the father is normal. So the father is normal, meaning the father is like this. Okay, that's the normal father. Then the mother being hemophilic, there are two possibilities here. Either it's this or this. Now, since two of the sons, okay, two of them expressed hemophilia, it means that she was actually homozygous hemophilic. Okay, she was actually homozygous hemophilic. Okay, so meaning the mother was like this, X H X H, that is hemophilic mother. Okay. Then using a genetic diagram, explain why both boys were hemophilic. So we are going to use a genetic diagram to show these using father and mother. Okay. So for question C, we will do it from here. Okay. So question C, we are going to say that okay, we use a genetic diagram. So we are going to say, okay, the father this side and the mother this side. Okay, now the father is non-hemophilic, okay? So we're going to say father is non-hemophilic, while mother is hemophilic. Okay, the father is non-hemophilic while the mother is hemophilic. So now this, what we've written here, this is called the phenotype, the physical appearance. So we are going to call this the phenotype. Okay. Then we'll go to the genotype. So the father non-hemophilic, meaning the father is normal, and they have capital H there. Okay, that is a normal father. And then the mother being hemophilic, meaning she has hemophilia on both the X chromosomes. We call this homozygous. Okay, so this is the genotypes. Okay, that is the genotype. The genotype in the father is this, and the genotype in the mother is like that. Okay, so now before we make a cross, okay, so we cross. What will happen? The first process that will take place is meiosis. These genes will separate at meiosis. These alleles, this one, they will separate like that. The cells separating at meiosis. Meiosis is cell division. Okay, so they will separate like this. This happens during meiosis. So we can show this one here. Meiosis. Okay. So now what these are now, they've separated into what we call gametes. We now call them gametes. In these gametes, it's either the sperm cell or the ovum, okay, the egg cell. So you have gametes. Now these gametes now, they'll then enter a state where they begin to fuse, and that is what we call fertilization. Okay, that's what we call fertilization. So the way we do it, it's like this. This one will come here. Okay, that one will come here. It's going to be it will come here. So we make a cross, and then this will cross with this one. After fertilization, then you have this. Okay, so this and this, okay, making up that. Okay, and then the other thing that will happen, this will also come here, and we'll cross it with this, and then okay, so we bring down this one. Okay, now this one, it can cross with the this one. Okay, so what happens, this one, these two have crossed. Okay, again you can have a possibility, so this one has to cross with both of them here. That's why the tricky part is, so this one crosses with this one, again it's supposed to cross with this other one here. Okay, so what to do, let's finish it off first. This This one will come down. We cross it with this one there, like that. Okay, so this must cross with both of them before you do anything. So X capital H, X capital H. This one it's X small letter H. Okay, small letter H. And then now what should happen? This now should cross with this one there. Okay, this one can cross with that one there, like this. So after these two have crossed, you are going to have X small h and then y. So you always start with the xy. Okay, now remember this one has only crossed with this one, so it needs to cross with this. So this will come down here and it will cross with this one there. Okay, so you have you are going to have, you always start with the xh, because a lot of people get confused when making the crosses, but all you need to do, this you cross it with this one first and then with this one. Also this one cross with this one and then that other one. Okay, so this is how you make a cross a genetic diagram. Okay, now what was happening here, this is the stage we call fertilization. Okay, we call this stage fertilization. Okay, this stage we call it fertilization. That's what is taking place here. And then now these now they are more like this under genotype. When you see these things, you know this is a genotype. Now this is a genotype that is in the next generation. So we call this F1 genotype. This is the F1 genotype, meaning the first generation. Okay, first generation. So you can see this is a female because they have XX. This is a male because they have XY. This is a male because they have XY. This is a female also because they have got XX. Now, in the when we show the phenotypes, the phenotype, this is a carrier female. Why is she a carrier? Because she has a normal gene for hemophilic and a hemophilic gene. So this is a carrier female. This is a hemophilic male. Also, this is a hemophilic male. So like I said, in males, you can either be hemophilic or non-hemophilic. And this is a carrier female. Okay, that's a carrier female. This is what we call the phenotype. Okay, let's spell this correctly. Phenotype. Okay, so this is the F1 phenotype. Okay, so the question was saying that we show how the possibility. Okay, the question here was saying, using the genetic diagram, explain why both boys were hemophilic. So the reason why both boys are hemophilic, we've shown here. Both boys here being hemophilic. And the reason is that in males, okay, I'll write it here for you. In males, there are no carriers. Okay, there are no carriers. There are no carriers because males only have one X chromosome. Okay, so there are no carriers. There are no carriers because males only have one X chromosome. Okay, so just to run through everything that we've covered in this video, we started with this question here. It says a hemophilic mother had two sons who were both hemophilic. The father was non-hemophilic. He defined the term hemophilia. He said hemophilia is a genetic disorder where the body does not properly form clots, resulting in prolonged bleeding, okay, after injury or surgery, and it is inherited. So here we're told the mother was hemophilic and she had two sons who were both hemophilic, while the father was non-hemophilic. So using these alleles, XH, XH, capital, write down the genotype of the father. The father being non-hemophilic is going to have a capital H, which shows that they are non-hemophilic. The mother being hemophilic, here we said there are three possibilities, but she can't be a carrier because she had two sons who were hemophilic. That's why we said they have to inherit both. Okay, this one from to the other sons on to the other son. So you'll find that we can't use a carrier to express for the mother, to show the mother, because she's hemophilic, meaning she had the homozygous. And then using a genetic diagram, we explain why both boys were hemophilic. And this was our genetic diagram. We have the father and the mother, the phenotypes there, the genotypes, meiosis, the gametes, fertilization. You have the F1 genotype. Then you've shown these, the carrier and other things. Okay, so that's all in this video. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, share the video to your friends and families, and also if you have any questions, you can leave a comment